Hey guys, Scotty here, and today we're driving the FGX Falcon XR8 Sprint, and isn't that a bit of a mouthful? Gotta say XR8 because they make an XR6 version too. And I'll tell you what, it's great for merging onto the freeway. So let's do a Scotty's honest review. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that is the FGX Falcon is the ugliest Falcon since the AU. Alright, sorry, but it's true. But it has a great motor. This Miami V8, which is basically a Coyote 5 litre with a blower plonked on and some strengthening bits done inside, is a fantastic motor. I mean, it just has oodles of torque. Feel the burn! I'll tell you what, I would lose my license if I had one of these things. And it's a special edition, only making 750 of them. How do we know it's special? Well, they tell you 9 bloody times. It's all over this thing, I'll tell you. Sprint, 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 sprint. It's just so ugly at the front. But it's not as ugly as a VF Commodore from the rear, so that's got to be a good thing, hey? It looks a little bit too much like a Mondeo for my liking. The designer should have went more Mustang, less Mondeo. But still, it's not a bad thing, alright? It drives nice. It's got all the interior creature comforts you want, even though it's a little bit bland inside, but it's got everything you want. I mean, you know, it's got sat-nav, reverse camera, killer stereo. So this one's an auto. It doesn't quite have the same punch as a manual, but, you know, it's a fast car. This thing will go 12s, no doubt about that at all. Probably high 12s. I don't think it's any threat to a GTS, like a HSV GTS. I did 12.1 in one of those. I don't think this has got 12.1s in it, but it is still a pretty quick car, and for the dollars, it's a hell of a lot cheaper than a GTS. So not only does it go, it stops as well. It's got big Brembos all around, 6 piston at the front, 4 piston at the rear, Pirelli P0 tyres on 19-inch wheels. I'm glad I'm not paying for the rubber, I'll tell you. Let's give it some stick. Whoa, feel that. So the big question is, would I own this car? And the answer is yes. I mean, yes, it's a bit bland in a few places and ugly front, but that boost is so addictive. It's such a fun car to drive. I'd own it and then I'd lose my license about 2 minutes later. But it'd be a fun couple minutes. But anyway, it's time for me to hand the keys back. I'm going to see if I can get hold of an XR6 Sprint. I reckon that'll be a lot of fun too. Anyway, catch you next time. Don't know what boost it makes. There's no gauges in here that tell you any of that shit. Sprint, 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 sprint. But still, 750 of these things have been made, and I believe they're already sold. So anything I say here doesn't really matter, does it? So how do you get transient overboost? Well, it takes your throttle position and then the load map of the engine, and then it calculates the angle of the sun, the alignment of the planets, and the number of pieces in a SID chrome socket set, and it gives you an extra 55 kilowatts or 75 newton meters of torque, depending on the time of the day. Personally, I'd just prefer if they just put an intercooler in this thing and gave us all the boost all the time.